what took you from doing that, those couple deals with your brother to doing a consistent deal flow? You had all these leads that were coming in, and I guess you were
Mhm.
kind of last time we spoke, you said you were going to all the appointments, right? You're going
Yeah,
to all the appointments.
I still am now. I'm back in the living rooms. Yeah.
Okay. Did you up your marketing? Did you go to more appointments? Did you hire a team? How did you go from doing a deal here and there? Or was it like right out of the gate with your brother doing deals every single month?
We didn't do our first deal for 2.5 months when we started, and it was a $4,500 deal. And it wasn't that impactful, obviously, monetarily, but what it did was prove the model. It proved to me, at least, because it was my first deal, it proved to me that I could make money in this business. And then it took another couple months, and we did a $22,000 deal. And then it just started to snowball. It started to roll. It was never, the dam didn't break really until I would say about 15 months in, and
Mm.
we had a bunch of stuff lined up at the end of 2021, and it all just hit in February of 22. And we were kind of figuring it out. And I want to give a lot of credit to CG, because that's when we call it the Great Awakening event,
Mhm.
basically. Because I don't know, I was so reluctant to go to other people and to like, I was always trying to rebuild the wheel. And
Mm.
and so we go to CG in January. The Great Awakening happens, and it also happens to be that all of my receivables hit in February, and we did 211,000 in February. And
Nice.
now I've got insight from this community, and I got a bunch of cash. So I get to deploy it in all the right places with all these resources helping me do so. And the dam really broke in February. We hired like 7 people at the same time, a bunch of lead managers, new marketing, new everything. We couldn't spend it as fast as we were making it. And that kind of persisted through, I would say, May. And we thought we had it figured out. That kind of persisted through like May or June. And we had we had 11 contracts at that time in June. And everything was selling like hotcakes. There was just not enough inventory, and it just didn't matter what
Right.
you had to try to not sell a deal at that time. And so 10 of those contracts ended up falling out.
Mm.
So that was over
Not fun.
$300,000 in receivables that just poof disappeared. So since then, I mean, it's just been crazy since basically June. I mean, it's been fighting volatility, crazy volatility, huge downturn. Phoenix has been getting hammered. I know everybody's getting hit, but I think we were so hot, we got cooled down so fast that it made it.
Right.
I think we're through the hardest part personally, but it made it extremely difficult to buy a house or put a house under contract one day, have it be worth significantly less 2 weeks later. So
No, that
yeah,
that was Colin, you've taken a huge leadership within our mastermind. You're somebody, we all look up to, something you're always go giving on the mastermind. And one thing that I took away from one of our all hands meetings, and all hands are basically just us coming together during these kind of market corrections. I know I believe they used to do them. This is before me, but when they did when COVID-19 was around.
mhm,
But one thing I remember that I think I even wrote on my board. I don't have it up there anymore, but it was something I preached to my own team. I think I even reposted it on the CG Facebook page. But you said we are not going anywhere,
yeah,
A-
we're not.
and that is what why I started this podcast and why I have people like you on here, because market corrections, crashes, or whatever that might be, are going to happen. We're going to see people go out of business, but it's the people like yourself that shout to the rooftops, that battle cry, we are not going to go anywhere. And I'm glad I got to bring that up during this show, because it motivated me.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. What I realized, I was failing to make a distinction in my mind between quitting and ultimately, if I had to, just going it alone. And
Hmm.
in my mind, I was failing to make this distinction that if I ended up just going it alone to get through this corridor, this restrictive environment, that I was failing, or that I was losing, or that I was
Right.
quitting. But the truth is, if I just operated just myself, I'm still pulling down a deal or two a month, and I'm still just fine. And as long
Right.
as I don't stop, I'm not going anywhere. you know,
Mhm.
and because and I've said this too, what else am I going to do? I'm not going to go do anything else. I'm going to do this for the rest of my career. And, you know,
Exactly.
and so I'm not going anywhere. So